Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today we're going to be making 3 projects for your Christmas table using the Poinsettia dies from Stampin' Up. So first we've got this table centerpiece, so it's a candle with the poinsettia decoration around the bottom. And we've got the cute name tags that are really simple to make, and then we've got these lovely festive crackers which are really going to make the table look nice. So during this project we're going to need to make several of these poinsettia flowers, so I'll show you how to make those first, and then you can also use them for other aspects of your decoration so that you can tie everything in. So the key thing that we'll be using today is these poinsettia dies, and some of you will have seen me use these before, and the first thing I'm going to do is to show you how to make up a poinsettia, because that will form the basis of a lot of what we're going to do today. So you can see here I've used the dies to cut out, I've got 2 large, 2 medium and 2 small poinsettias, and you can see these dies come in 2 pieces, so you've got the outline piece and you've also got this piece which does the embossing. So you tape them both onto your cardstock together, so you can, if you've got a magnetic plate, then you can just pop them on, if not use a bit of washi tape, and you just pop them onto your cardstock like that together, tape them in place, and then you'll get a lovely set of petals that are nicely embossed like that. So then to pop them together I'll use a mixture of Tombow glue and Stampin' Dimensionals, which are double-sided foam pads, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my finger down the back of each of the petals just to give it a bit of dimension. I'm going to do that with all of them, so I'll just speed through this part. So once you've got them all shaped, then you can just glue each set together. So we'll just put a little bit of glue on the centre and just offset one in front, one on top of the other for each set. And then what we can do is just use a Stampin' Dimensional. We'll pop that in the middle of there, take the other side off, and we can pop this small one on the top there. And then I'm just going to use a glue dot to attach the centre. You could also use a mini dimensional if you wanted to. So if I am talking about using a 2-layer poinsettia, then this is what I mean. So that's with the 2 layers added, and then this is the 3rd layer here. So if we talk about a 3-layer poinsettia, then I'm talking about adding this 3rd layer on the bottom. And then these leaves are cut out in the same way, and we'll just use those to decorate. So you can see then we've got a lovely poinsettia. So then to create our table centerpiece, which is going to be based around this candle, this is just a candle that I've picked up from IKEA that I've had for a few years. And I just want to make it look pretty so that it'll make a nice centerpiece for the centre of the table. So I'm just going to, I've got an 1.5" strip of shaded spruce cardstock here, and I'm just going to pop it round the candle like this, and I'm not sticking it to the candle, so that if I want to use the candle for something different afterwards, I can just slip this off and I'll be able to slip it back on again next Christmas. So now I've made 3 3-layer poinsettias. I'm just going to glue them onto the ring, but I want to glue them so they bend a little bit at the bottom, because I want a nice kind of like, I want them to sit on the table so that it looks nice. So I'm just going to glue them round, evenly spaced around the candle first. And then I'm going to pop some of the foliage in between. So I've got some of these leaves that I've cut out. And then I'm going to go back around and I'm going to add on some of the gold foliage. So you can see we've got this gorgeous centerpiece for our Christmas table. So then the next thing I'm going to create, I've got this piece of very vanilla cardstock, and on it I've printed my name for a place card. So I'm then just going to take one of my stitched rectangle dies, I think that's a nice size, so that is the 4th biggest of these larger dies. I'm just going to go and die cut that and then I'll come back. So now that I've cut around that, I'm just going to fold it in half. And you could use your scoring board to score and fold it, or you could use your bone folder. I'm just going to do that in half and then we'll have that so it stands like that. And then I'm just going to decorate it with 2 of the smaller leaves that we've cut out. And then I'm going to add some of these All the Trimmings embellishments. I'm just going to add some little berries just to finish that off. So there's our little placeholder. So then the final thing we're going to be making today is a cracker. So for that I've got an A4 piece of cardstock that I've cut down to 6 inches wide. So A4 is about 11 3/4 inches long. And I'm just going to score that. So I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches, at 3.5 inches, and at 4.5 inches. And I'm going to do the same at the other end. So that's 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5 inches. So then I'm going to fold on each of the lines. So you want a mountain fold, then a valley fold, and then a mountain fold at each end. And then we just want to go along here, cutting triangles that go up to that seam. So we're cutting through 2 pieces of paper, two bits of cardstock. So we've got it folded like this. We just want to cut out triangles. So you want a little gap between each of your triangles. And we want to make sure we're going right up to that score mark. Then we're going to do the same again at this end. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to take some of this paper, which is from the 'Tis the Season DSP pack, and I'm going to cut it down. It's already 6 inches wide, and I want one piece that is 2.5 inches, and then I want 2 pieces that are 2.25 inches each. So I'm going to glue these pieces onto our real red cardstock. So you want the 2.5 inch piece in the middle, and then you want the 2.25 pieces at each end. And you'll notice one of my pieces is shorter than the others. That's not intentional. I've obviously just picked up a piece of paper that I've previously cut, and I thought it was 6 inches, but it wasn't. But that's fine, so I'm just going to cover it with the tape, and then I'm going to roll it under, so that's fine. So then I'm just going to take a piece of tearing tape, and I'm going to put it literally from one end to the other. And then I find it easier to roll it round something, so I'm just using this old kitchen roll. Just helps to create a nice round shape. And even though this is a bit too big, it's created a nice round shape for it to go round, and now it's easier to put together. And just make sure that everything lines up. So you want all of the score lines to line up. And once everything's stuck, you just want to fold your cracker so that it goes like that, and then we can tie some ribbon around the ends. So I've got some of this lovely cream ribbon with the gold trim to tie around mine. So I'm just going to tie that, and I'm just going to cut off the ends. And then to tie it in even more, I'm just going to put a 2-layer poinsettia and some of the foliage on top. One thing I forgot to say, by the way, if you want to make this a functional cracker instead of being decorative, then before you tie the ribbons on, you need to get one of the cracker snappers, and you just want to glue it. You want to thread it through the middle, and then you want to glue it at each end, and then you tie one of the ends, pop in your gift or your hat or whatever you're putting in, and then tie the other end. But this one for me is just going to be a decorative part of place setting. So then I'm just going to use some glue dots to add these on. So I'll use a couple of glue dots on the back of the flower. And then I'll use one each on the back of everything else. So then we've finished our cute cracker. So we've got our cracker and our placeholder and our candle. And that will make a really lovely festive look to our table. I really hope you enjoyed today's projects. If you did, I'd be really grateful if you could click like below. I'm always open to ideas and suggestions, so if there's something else that you'd like to see me make, then please leave that in the comments below. If If you'd like to see future projects, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. You can also press the bell button and select all to get notified when new projects are released. All of the products that we've used to make today's projects are listed in the description below. And there's also a host code there that you can pop into your basket before checkout. And if you use my host code, then I will send you a free gift at the end of the month. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.